CAA Hoops Weekly presented by Under Armour here at the CAA Men's Basketball Championship game. I'm Bobby Broyles along with Rob Washburn, and it was a classic, Rob, really to kind of finish off our 3-year stint here in Baltimore, as it was the Hofstra Pride and the UNCW Seahawks going back and forth. You know, the first half, of course, controlled by the Pride going in with a halftime lead. Seahawks come storming back, and then, of course, an overtime contest. Why not? Free basketball.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of knew this was coming into this game, right? They played 2 games in the regular season. Both games went down to the wire with teams overcoming large deficits and then ending up winning. And we got the same thing tonight. What a tremendous championship game. Congratulations to UNCW and Hofstra, but the Seahawks take home the CAA championship.
Absolutely. Well, let's take a look at the first half highlights, Rob. Hofstra Pride, it was a typical fashion of them. They were up and down the court, and they were in a very nice rhythm.
Yeah, UNCW got off to that hot start and got up to a 16-11 lead, but the rest of the half was all Hofstra. They shot better than 50% from the floor in the first half and really took control of the game in the opening half.
And then as we turn our attention to the second half, of course, just like the other 2 meetings, the team that was trailing at the half stormed back, and Seahawks were able to tie it up and send it in overtime.
Well, not only the 2 meetings, but we've seen it in the first 2 games with UNCW. It looked like the same exact script where they were trailing at the half or down, and then in the second half, their defensive pressure just continues to wear you down. They keep coming and they keep coming, and that happened tonight. They were down 12 points, 52-40, with about 10 minutes to go in this game, and then they held Hofstra without a field goal for 10 minutes in the second and a half. At that time, UNCW gets hot. Their guards, especially Craig Ponder, Denzel Ingram, and Chris Flemings, were tremendous tonight and got them back in the game in the overtime. And then in the overtime session, they were able to pull away thanks to a C.J. Price three-pointer and a dagger three-pointer from Denzel Ingram.
Indeed, and Chris Flemings, of course, was named the most outstanding performer. He had a fabulous tournament, Rob.
He sure did. Well-deserved, double figures in all 3 games, and really a tremendous season. A guy who's a transfer, a walk-on at UNCW, not only becomes a guy to become first-team all-conference, but then becomes the most outstanding player in this tournament.
We caught up with Mr. Flemings after the contest, and this is what he had to say. I'm here with the most outstanding performer, Chris Flemings from UNCW. Chris, I mean, your story's been well documented throughout the season, a transfer from a Division II school, walk-on. Now you're sitting here, going to the NCAA tournament, going to March Madness, and you're the most outstanding performer of the CAA championship. Talk about what your emotions are right now.
I'm really just speechless. It's an incredible feeling. We work so hard every day in practice throughout the season, fighting, staying together, and I'm just so happy to be part of this team.
What were some of the adjustments you guys made at halftime? What did Kevin Keats say to you guys in the locker room when you guys were trailing by 7?
It wasn't really anything we were worried about. We were just going to come out and fight, give it everything we have. We weren't going to go back in the locker room worrying about could we have given more. We're going to leave it out on the court.
Talk about this team now as you guys advance to the NCAA tournament. Where's the confidence level, and do you guys believe you could do some damage?
Confidence level is definitely high. Like we've done all season, we just go 1 game at a time, so we're going to enjoy this moment and then worry about that later.
All right, Chris, well, congratulations. Go celebrate with your team.
Appreciate it.
All right, thank you. And now, Rob, of course, UNCW, they're heading off into the NCAA tournament. They're so deep, they can be a very dangerous team for a lot of those higher seeds.
I don't think there's any question about it. Kevin Keats said in the postgame, they play a style that not many people in the country play. Their guards are outstanding. They pressure you. They got a lot of guys on the floor that can score. They average almost 80 points a game offensively. We know how good they are on defense. They are a team that will give somebody a lot of trouble in the NCAA tournament.
And as we take a look at the Hofstra Pride, of course, disappointment right there, for them being the preseason favorite, winning the regular season champion. They had the preseason player and the player of the year in Wanye Green. Coming up short tonight, they'll be going to the NIT.
Yeah, and they've got a lot more basketball in them. This is a great basketball team that just lost an overtime game in the finals. Amin Tanksley, we can't say enough about him in this tournament. 24 points tonight to lead them in scoring. And then Mr. Double-Double, Rokas Kustis, 23 rebounds, a tournament record. He adds 18 points. And then Wanye Green, the player of the year, while his numbers weren't great tonight, what a gallant effort all weekend long. He willed his team. He was the leader of this team and well-deserved as player of the year. Those 3 guys give them, along with some other complimentary players, give them a great chance to make a nice run in the postseason.
And Rob, of course, with the ending of this championship, and it's a lot of closure actually happening here at Baltimore on this Monday night. Tom Yeager, his last men's basketball championship as commissioner of the CAA, and of course our last game here at Baltimore as we head to Charleston. What are some of the memories you're going to take away from this 3-year stint here in Baltimore?
Well, it's been 3 great years, 3 great games. It was the first year Delaware and William & Mary in that classic where William & Mary up 6 with about a minute to go, and Delaware comes storming back to win its first CAA championship. Last year, Northeastern and William & Mary, where Northeastern got out to the big lead, and William & Mary came rolling back before Northeastern pulls away and then wins its first CAA championship. And then tonight, the classic, first overtime game in the CAA tournament since 2005. And UNCW and Hofstra put on a fitting conclusion to Baltimore with just a classic game, and the Seahawks win their first CAA title since 2006.
And that pretty much sums it up here. A lot going on, of course, here. We'll be looking forward to Selection Sunday coming up next week. But for now, we make the short trip down I-95, heading on over to Upper Marlboro, Maryland for the women's basketball tournament. Coverage will begin this week, so stay tuned to CAsports.com.